Hi, my name is Tiana Karamayas and I'm a Cavoodle puppy coach and breeder for Noodle Way and River City puppies. As a coach, my philosophy is simple. A Cavoodle should always complement your lifestyle, not complicate it. And this is the foundation to everything I teach. For almost the past decade, I have been working in the breeding, training, grooming, and veterinary sectors of the small animal industry. I've also been raising Cavoodles for the past 16 years, so I have definitely learned a thing or two about the breed along the way. Now this podcast is all about Cavoodles. Raising Cavoodles, training Cavoodles, grooming Cavoodles, breeding Cavoodles, and how to shape the behavior of a Cavoodle puppy. So if you're a Cavoodle parent or you are looking at adding a Cavoodle to your family soon, then this podcast is for you. New episodes will be released each Tuesday morning, and you can follow me across all social media under the name @OodleWay for more tips and advice on Cavoodles. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, welcome back to episode 16 of the Cavoodle Coach podcast Rebooted. My name is Tiana Karamayas and I'm your host. I want to start this episode by saying I am so sorry for missing an episode 2 weeks ago. The reason is I was helping my Cavoodle give birth and it just was at the bottom of my to-do list, and I had to, deal with the birth there, and all the puppies are healthy and good. So that's why I'm now back into my podcasting. I did miss it though, so I'm glad to be back. Now in today's episode, puppies are on my mind as they always are. And in particular, the thoughts that go through your head when you're bringing a puppy home. And the reason why these thoughts are in my head is I'm actually keeping one of the puppies in my current 2 litters of Cavoodles. So I'm starting to prepare for when that puppy, 8 weeks becomes my own and I have to do all the training with the puppy. So today's episode, what I want to talk about what you should be aiming towards in terms of milestones to reach with your new puppy. And these milestones, it's not having perfect recall, perfect sitting, perfect staying. It is not anything to do with perfect obedience, which I know might be different to what you might have thought. A lot of people go into it and they want their puppy to be listening perfectly and responding perfectly. And of course that is, a nice goal to work towards, because, the more that you practice your training with your puppy, that's really good mental enrichment, which helps keep their mind working. And that means it'll reduce those, excessive energies, the zoomies and all of that. But I'm kind of losing track of what I'm saying here. That's not what I strive towards. Instead, I'm going to go through what I'm going to be striving towards with my puppy when I bring her home. Not bring her home, she's technically already in my home, but once she's old enough that she's on her own without her litter mates. So the first milestone I really believe that a Cavoodle parent should be working towards with their brand new puppy is having their puppy remain calm and relaxed when visitors arrived. Now, all of these 3 milestones that I'm going to be explaining today and pointing out, it all has to do with impulse control and your puppy's ability to regulate their emotions and control those impulses. If the impulses control the puppy, that's when your puppy is going to be jumping all over your visitors. They're going to be barking. They're not going to be able to calm down. And whenever they see different pieces of stimuli, whether that's a dog, a person leaving the house, getting in the car, they won't be able to control the rush of anxiety or the rush of excitement that they're going to feel. And that's something that's really, really hard to live with, because if your puppy has no control over their emotions, you can't control their emotions, and it becomes really difficult to have the puppy in your life. So the first thing I would be the first milestone I would be aiming towards is teaching your puppy how to remain calm when visitors arrive. And yes, this does involve some training. Now, place training can be really helpful here. Place training is essentially where you teach your puppy that when they hear the doorbell or they hear someone knocking on the door, they go and lie on their bed until you release them to come and say hello to the visitors. And what this does is, number 1, it's telling your puppy how to behave when a certain activity happens. So when they hear that knock on the door, you're giving your puppy and you're telling them this is what you do, which again helps them control their emotions, because your puppy is left knowing exactly what behavior to show and what feelings to express. Whereas if you don't give them any sort of direction on what to do when someone knocks, that's when their, excitement skyrockets. That's when they jump around, they cry, they bark, maybe they'll wee themselves in excitement. Who knows what they'll do? They just don't know how to react in that setting. And since you're their mum and dad, since you're their family, it's your job to tell them how to react in every single experience that they have. So place can be really helpful in these moments. You have to always back this up by telling your visitors, hey, Rosie's in training. She's going to be on her bed. Please don't give her attention until she's calm, relaxed, and I release her from her bed to come over. Because if you're trying to implement some sort of training, behavior training with your puppy, and then you have visitors over who aren't following this, well, you're not going to have that success and you're going to be going backwards, and your puppy is going to be confused because there'll be different, there'll be miscommunication going on. So place is really, really helpful. Something else you can try is just keeping your puppy back, so not allowing them getting to the door. So it might be having them behind a baby gate, and then only when they're relaxed, they get released down the hall to say hello. But it's really just starting this off as soon as you bring your puppy home, setting that boundary, setting that rule, and say, this is how you're going to react, and you're not going to have any interaction with people when you're doing all of these overly excited behaviors, because that's not how we behave in this house. You're the parent, you get to decide what's going to pass and what's not going to pass. But for me personally, one of my biggest goals with my new puppy will be teaching them how to be calm when visitors arrive. Now, this is also backed with the second milestone that I'll be aiming towards, and that is teaching my puppy how to remain calm in the world, so outside of the house, and also focused on me. So when we take our puppies out of the house, if their attention is not on us, if their attention is on the different smells on the ground, the different people walking by, the different dogs, the different cars, the different smells, all of that sort of stuff, your puppy is going to be, their brain is going to be going all over the place. It'll be jumping between all these different pieces of stimuli. They'll start getting, their emotions will start to arise, their excitement will rise, maybe their anxiety will rise. They'll start pulling on that lead. They might start lunging towards people, jumping on people, maybe barking if they're getting a bit frustrated and they're not getting what they want. And you will have no control over your puppy. And it means that when you go out of the house, it's going to be a stressful experience. It's not going to be enjoyable. And you're not going to have that really easy cavoodle that you can take to the coffee shop or you can take to the beach without it causing you any extra stress. And you won't be able to have that lifestyle that pretty much everyone envisions with their puppy. So instead, what you want to be teaching your puppy is how to stay calm, how to be in control of those emotions, how to manage those impulses when they walk out of the house, and how to focus on you. At all times of the day, when you have a puppy, they're going to be looking towards you for guidance. They're going to be looking towards you for instructions and as an example of how to behave. And if you're not giving them those instructions and you're not telling them how to behave, your puppy is left to their own devices. And we're talking about a puppy here who has the maturity of when you bring them home at 8 weeks, practically a toddler. So you're putting a toddler in the outside world and you're not giving them any instruction. Well, what are they supposed to do? They have no knowledge. And when you take a puppy and they're not growing up with their canine mum, they need some sort of guidance, and you're that guidance. So you need to be showing your puppy how to behave out in public, how to remain in control of their emotions, because if your puppy remains in control of their emotions, it's also a much more enjoyable experience for them. No one wants to feel stressed. No one wants to feel anxiety. No one likes the feeling of their heart rate increasing, panting, their mind being all frazzled and all over the place. And that's literally what happens if your puppy has no instruction. So my next goal, my big milestone, is leaving the house and making sure my puppy is looking to me for direction and their main focus is on me. Now, we can do loose lead walking can be really great, because that's when we are teaching our puppy that we hold the better reward. So we have the treats, which is more rewarding than anything else, and therefore the puppy has its attention on you. And this is really good. This is teaching your puppy how to choose what reward is more valuable to them, and then also how to, again, remain in control of their emotions. You might be walking along and then your puppy sees another dog, and for your puppy to be able to acknowledge that other dog, but then decide, you know what, mum has a better treat for me, I'm going to turn my attention back to her. That is a really big thing for a puppy to do. builds trust between you and your puppy. It also builds this really beautiful relationship where they're loyal to you and they respond to you and they're focused on you. And then you also get to trust them and be able to take them on more adventures out in public. Now, I can't go into too much detail here on exactly how to teach a puppy how to remain calm, how to teach a puppy to be focused on you, how to teach them how to control their impulses. And the reason is, well, I would be on here for an hour, 2 hours talking about this, but also it's more of a visual thing. When you're learning this, you need to learn about a puppy's body language, how they are communicating to you, and then how you respond to that communication with your puppy and how you display to them what you want in a way that they can understand. And so again, I'm going to link this back. I'm very excited about this. Okay, guys, I've been thinking about this for a while and I've mentioned it in a few episodes here and there, but I'm keeping a puppy from my upcoming litters for the purpose of filming and recording the everyday training, enrichment, socialization that I do with this puppy from 8 weeks old up until I'm thinking about 12 weeks old. And I'm going to be turning that into a daily Cavoodle planner so that you, my audience here, people who are listening, if you're getting a puppy, you can join this program and you can follow day by day exactly what I do with my puppy with visual videos and examples and instructions on how to achieve what I achieve with my puppy, which is them being able to control their impulses and regulate their emotions, which leaves us with a well-behaved and calm Cavoodle who doesn't have, that anxiety or that overexcitement that rules their life and causes a whole lot of behavioral issues for you. So I'm just trying to point out here in this episode, the milestones to work towards that are different to the standard sit, stay, and lie down, because sit, stay, and lie down isn't going to actually, change your life with your puppy. It's not going to make your life easier or harder, because telling your puppy to sit or stay takes 2 minutes and we have 24 hours in a day. So what we want to work towards instead is teaching our puppy behavior, the proper behaviors to display within our life. Now, this leads me into the third milestone. And this milestone is having a very focusing on providing my puppy with a daily routine. I look at it as more of like a holistic approach. So an all-encompassing daily routine that is making sure that your puppy is getting enough sleep, which is hard because sometimes we get a bit carried away and we don't realize how much our puppy should be sleeping. For anyone wondering, your puppy at 8 weeks of age pretty much should be sleeping 20 hours a day, uninterrupted deep sleep. Now, when you have a look at, bringing your puppy into your family, if you're getting up at 7 a.m. and going to bed at 10 o'clock at night and your puppy is up for the majority of the day, they're going to be overtired. And when an overtired puppy is overtired, that's when they start chewing, biting, barking, running around, crazy energy, hard work. So making sure the puppy has enough sleep, making sure the puppy is getting the right nutrition, the right enrichment, the right mental enrichment, the right physical enrichment, the right play. The style of play that you do with your puppy can very much dictate how your puppy interacts with you, whether they're going to be very bitey or they're going to pull on clothes. That there can all be influenced by the way that you play with them. And also doing the right training with them to increase their focus, to increase their impulse control, to teach them how to regulate their emotions, and also how to get them out of the house as soon as possible and showing them how to behave outside of the house in lots and lots of different environments. Now, if you have a puppy who's following a really fantastic daily routine, what that means is it makes having a puppy really easy and it gives you, the family, freedom in your lifestyle, in your life to continue living your life without being restricted by your puppy. It means you'll be able to continue going to see friends, going to the park on the weekends, going on coffee dates, going shopping, going to the beach, doing all of these things, and you just get to bring your puppy with you, and they're a really wonderful companion to have, and it's not hard work. But if you don't give your puppy a good routine that is predictable, reliable, and something that is reaching all of your puppy's, needs, then your puppy is going to be frustrated, your puppy is going to be bored, your puppy is going to have anxiety. We know Cavoodles are prone to anxiety. And whenever your puppy is frustrated or bored or anxious, when they have these surge of emotions, the only way a puppy can get rid of those emotions is by doing all of these behaviors that they have no control over. It's just, I've forgotten the word, but they're not even able to comprehend it. They just do it. And those behaviors are digging, biting, chewing, barking, weeing everywhere. All of the behavioral issues we do not want to see. And this all, again, leads into separation anxiety or social anxiety, which means you can't leave the house and you can't take your puppy out of the house. And that's a situation no one with their Cavoodle ever wants to be in. So a good routine is the core milestone. Like, we need to make sure we have a good routine. And when we follow that with focusing on teaching behavior rather than just teaching a perfect sit and stay at puppy school, that's when you're going to have success with your puppy. That's when that puppy stage becomes really easy and really enjoyable. And that is what I teach as a Cavoodle coach. That's why I focus on Cavoodles, because we want to focus on minimizing that anxiety, teaching them impulse control, emotional regulation, doing that proper socialization to give you the dream lifestyle with your puppy. Now, if you've been listening to this episode and you liked any of these milestones, I'll recap them quickly. Number 1 was remaining calm when visitors arrive. Number 2 was remaining calm in public and also focused on you. And number 3 was following a really good routine that makes sure all the needs of your puppy is being met. If you like all this and you're like, yes, Tiana, I want to do that with my puppy. I don't want my big milestones to be a perfect state. I want it to be a puppy who knows how to behave and how to be in control of their emotions. Then wonderful. I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're listening. Like I said, I'm keeping a puppy from my upcoming litters, and I'm going to be creating my daily Cavoodle planner that you'll then be able to purchase and follow. And I'm hoping this is going to come out end of October, early November. So if you are getting a puppy towards the end of the year and you want to be the first to be able to do this program, send me an email, hello@oodleway.co, or what you can do is, send me a DM on Instagram. I will add you to my list, and as soon as I have more information on the program, you can be the first to know. You can get early access. But I also will say, and this is one final thing, and then I'm going to, stop talking for the day. If you're getting your puppy a bit earlier than sort of early November, if you're getting your puppy, let's say in September, then I have a very special opportunity for you. Something I have never ever done before, and I don't plan on doing again because it's very circumstantial. When my current litters go to their new homes and I keep one of the puppies for myself, I am going to be running a group coaching program for 4 weeks where I'm going to be working with my litter families and a select other families who are getting their puppy from a different breeder. And we're going to work together each week. We're going to be doing a group coaching program where we're going to train our puppies, follow the exact same schedules together, do the exact same socialization and enrichment. And you're going to have me once a week for 4 weeks to talk to ask all of your questions to, and get that personalized guidance on your puppy so that we can make sure we are just raising a puppy who does complement our lifestyles. So if you're getting a puppy in September and you would be interested in that group coaching program, again, send me an email, send me a DM, and I will let you know if it's suited to you and if the timing works out. Again, it's very circumstantial. It's only because I'm keeping a puppy myself, and I thought, why not raise my puppy alongside some other, wonderful families too, and give them that extra guidance when we have puppies at the exact same age. And then, if you're not getting a puppy in September and it's more towards the end of the year, then I hope the Cavoodle Planner is something that you're interested in and something I will see you joining. I am very, very excited. So that's it for today's episode. Those were the 3 milestones I am going to be working towards with my new puppy. And I'm not going to be striving for perfect obedience. I'm striving for emotional regulation, impulse control, and also a really good routine that leaves my puppy feeling very happy and very, very fulfilled. I will see you in next week's episode. This has been Tiana Karamais. This has been your Cavoodle coach, Tiana Karamais. I will see you later. Thank you so much.